This is Jerry Satterley of Texas Avocados. This is May 7th, 2019. And I've had a very interesting spring. And what you're looking at is a Carolina avocado from my Carolina tree. And it is a fairly young tree. It got froze back about 3 years ago. And this is going to be the first year that it puts on fruit. The uniqueness of this tree is twofold. It will have very, very large black fruit, and it also has the possibility of having seedless fruit. Let me try to get it in my camera. There it is. And this is its uniqueness. I think there's anyway, I can't always find them to get them in the camera, but this is the first year for it to have fruit, and I've been watching it, and already these fruit are over 2 inches long. And at this point, it is the largest of the fruit that I have, and it is a late fruit, so it has the potential to get much bigger. And I have another tree for this is my baby poncho. It is the first year for it to fruit. I just planted this in the fall, and it will probably have about 20 fruit on it. And this is kind of a reason why I favor the poncho. It has a lot of fruit, and it's very good tasting fruit. And this again is the first year it will have fruit. So I've got 5 trees that will have fruit for the very first time. This one right here is the big Don Juan, and it had 1 fruit last year, and it has gotten, so it's only been planted a year and a half, and look how huge this thing is. And again, I keep saying that they just grow so fast. Now this is a third tree that is having fruit for the very first time. This is a Charlie tree, and it is there it is. It is a late fruit, and it will have several fruit on it. But it has, I have not ever seen one of these once they're mature. I've just heard about them, but they should be a very good tree and with a lot of fruit on it. And this is another Don Juan, and I can't really just I have to look for one here. See, that is the Don Juan fruit. It will be a large green fruit. So things are getting better. We've had some rain. It's been so dry, and you can see how big my opal number 1 is. It's pushing 30 feet tall. And I can't really measure it, but it's getting close. So things are looking better with the rain. We had 2 inches of rain just a couple days ago, and these are the Mexicola Grandes. You've seen a lot of that. This has been producing a lot of fruit for several years, and it's just getting huge. It's up well over 25 feet tall, and probably maybe even 30 feet wide. It's just a huge tree, and produces a lot of medium-sized black fruit. Now, again, I always brag on the ponchos. I want you to just, if I can get it in the camera, see how much fruit these things have on them. And they're a medium-sized green fruit, but they are the best eating fruit of all of them. If you're going to have just one tree, I would recommend the poncho. And the tree is steadily growing. It's up 12, 13 feet tall and probably 20, 25 feet wide. The opal tree, they have a large green fruit, but they're still somewhat small, but they are a late fruit. And it will be probably late August or in September when they get ready. But you can see how big that opal number 1 is. My lemon tree is just covered with baby lemons. And we're actually getting a second bloom. This is what you see there, that's from the first bloom. And we're already getting a second bloom. It's not a big bloom, but there is a second bloom. These things always, last year, you know, it bloomed 3 times. And it's just covered with fruit everywhere. So let me find this. There's a cluster of lemons from the fall bloom. So there's always fruit on this lemon tree almost year round. Let me find one of these other Don Juans. That's my second Don Juan. And this did not have any fruit at all last year. So this year, trying to get it in view. There it is. And so it will have fruit for the very first time. So I've got some things to really be excited about. And we've had the rain, and it really brought things back to life. And so I'm just enthused as always with what God is doing here. This is the Mexico Grande, and it's just a fantastic tree. So a lot of things to be excited about, and God is just blessing. And I want to show you something. My philosophy, I just kind of grew into it. Don't plant the trees when you first buy them. This is one that I bought a year ago, and it was just a little bitty tree, and I've kept it in the pot. It's up about 6 feet tall, and it has it has 2 fruit on it. These are ponchos, and you can see down at the bottom, I don't plant them till they start getting bark. There's another avocado down there, and they just seem to do better. And I made the mistake of planting them too young. People say the sooner you plant them, the better they'll do. That's not, I don't think that's true. They will do better if you let them get up in a protected environment. And here's another one of them that I bought at the same time. They were just little bitty trees when I bought them, and it has 8 fruit on it. I can't necessarily just find them all, but it's up well over 6 feet tall, and it is getting more bark on it. And that's when these trees should be planted in the fall. So the spring is when you expect to plant them, but here it is early May, and everything's wonderful. In just a few weeks it'll be 100 degrees, and these trees will just burn up. So we just recommend you do what you want to. Buy the trees in the spring, because that's when they're available. Pot them up, protect them through the summer, then plant them in the fall if they're getting bark on them. So see how big that grande is? That's an 8-foot patio there. So you scale it out, and it's at least 3 times that height. So it's 25 feet, and that one is even taller. That one's pushing 30 feet. So these trees have grown, and it's just 3.5 years that these 2 big trees were planted. And even the same with this lemon tree. You can see all the fruit on the top of that thing. It's just unreal how much fruit they have on them, and I take care of them. So it's just a wonderful thing for an old retired guy to be preoccupied with. And that's my number 2 opal. It's got to be 18 feet. So these things do grow just tremendously. So life is good, and it's just amazing how the Lord will bless you. You take care of His fruit, take care of His trees, be the guardians of His plants, and be a good gardener. Take a sense of responsibility of growing things, and don't just stick stuff in the ground and expect it to grow. It won't. It'll be what you put into it. So just look at all these lemons up there. It's unreal. I mean, lemons are on these things. So God bless you, and enjoy the spring. It'll soon be hot. It won't be long. Take care.